just doing a test, see if I'm gonna cut my head off again. Hi y'all, I'm Karen. Welcome to this edition of So You Want to Make Soap Tonight. Yes, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Soapy Nuts. That's with a Y, 1 T. Soapy Nuts on YouTube. So, tonight I'm going to do a false trace. It's confusing, and if you have it, you don't know it, not until your soap fails and plops. So we'll go over, I'll do a false trace. That's why I have a clear glass here, so maybe you can see it a little bit better. Now what I'm going to do is make a pink breast cancer awareness loaf. That's my plan. And when you go to make soap, and you come up with a recipe, you want to think about what do you want to accomplish. Now what I want is a nice pink color like this to show up. So what I did, I used chamomile tea, and then I used green tea, and I have a dark liquid. Usually if I want a color to come through, I'll stick with water, maybe some milk, a little bit of milk. So we'll see how well this mixes up and how the pink shows up. I'm also going to add a little bit of this dragonfly blue. It sure looks pretty. I'm hoping that it will overcome this. Now, I'm using Crisco in here to get that false trace. So I'm not planning on accomplishing a lot on swirling. What I am gonna do is use my knife. Before I had a hanger to swirl with, this is what I used. Plain old kitchen knife. Excuse me 1 second, y'all. Okay, and I am cutting my head off. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, the very first time I did a swirl, I didn't even have a hanger. All I had was a knife. I had a spoon, I had a fork too, but I used the knife. In a couple of my soaps, I ended up with this. This is what I call my voodoo queens. Of course, a couple of cuts came out like that, just with a knife. And I also ended up with this. This. Can you see it? Yep. Again, another, you see the hair, you see the eyeball. So, and once I pour it, I have my FO. I plan on using a Rose FO, and I'm using a small mold, a 1 pound mold, because I have enough soap. I don't need to be making a whole bunch more. But I'm putting my FO in my mold. Hopefully I won't forget it. I forgot it last night. So we'll see how well I can do with it tonight. So that's all my prep. So let's get busy, and I'm gonna mix the lime into coconut and we'll see what we get. Gonna put my goggles on. Now remember, I added Crisco in here, and when I start blending, it will immediately get white and it'll get thick. So I'm gonna pour it in and then I'll mix it. We'll pour a little bit of it in. Even without turning the mixer on, I can see it starting to to wanting to turn white. I have a very short cord on my blender, y'all. Alrighty, so here we go. We're gonna mix it up just for a second, and then I'll stop and I'll show you what it looks like, because it'll be thick, and you'll think that we're there. Here we go. Oh, can you see? It's already thick. And you're like, wow, 10 seconds and I've already got trace. Even though it's thick, I don't know how well you can see on the blender, but it's still got little globs. And my oils aren't nice and evenly. And using Crisco, it's, I don't know, it's clumpy, it's lumpy, it's different. So, ooh, you can smell it too. So, even though it's thick, I'm not at trace because I know I just started. Maybe, you see how on the glass it coats for a second and then it breaks up? Let's blend it for another minute and see what happens. It might have been easier to see had I not used the green tea. So again, that's one of those things you think about as you go along, and when you make soap, you want to add everything. You want to do everything to it. Well, sometimes it's not the best choice. So if you're not sure if you have false trace or if it's fully mixed yet, let it set for a second. And if you still have any oils on top, a light film of oil, and generally they're a different color, you know, very slightly different color. I don't know if it's my light, my goggles, but it's still, can you see now it's a little bit smoother on my blender? Let me tip it on the, see, it's a little bit smoother now. When I tip it, it's staying on the glass here. It looks more like a nice brown gravy. Of course, if I didn't use the green tea, it would be a white gravy. But it's blended. It's as one. So, take these off. I'm confident now that it's actually at trace because it's, even though it's thick, it's not grainy. I guess grainy is the best word to use. So let me clean this off. Oh, shit, I forgot to put my gloves on. I put my gloves on in a second. So, since I used that green tea, my batter is a little bit darker than I had wanted to for what I'm doing. So, I don't know if I should even bother putting the pink in it. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Well, I really had my heart set on making a nice pink breast cancer awareness soap. But if I add pink to brown, I'm gonna get doo-doo. You know I'm gonna get doo-doo. So, it's a nice medium trace. And again, now that the stick blender's not in there, you can see how it sticks to the glass. When I had first started, it would just, bits of it would stay up. So, well, what to do? I'm not gonna waste my mica. I'll put a little bit in there, just a little, just so we can see what pink and poo-poo brown looks like. Who wants a poo-poo brown soap? Oof, man, I messed up on that one. So, hi Jamari. So, I messed up my base. I used green tea, which gave it a dark brown. So, I think I might put a little bit of FO in it just to make up for it being such an ugly soap. It's got Crisco in it. Yeah. I'm gonna blend it up just another second. Then I'll add my FO, that's fragrance oils. Well, I know, it's getting kind of pinky. I don't know, we might have some success after all. Yeah, it's getting kind of, I did not put very much in, but dang it, that means since I've already put my pink in there, I won't be able to add my Dragonfly Blue to this batch. No matter how well you plan a batch, then you have a second, you have a thought at that last second, and then you change it and who knows what happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of my pink mica in here then, if I can get that to stand up. Okay. Oh, lovely. See, whatever. Jeez. Just do it. Alrighty. I don't have enough hands. Let's add that there. Scrape this off. I was going to use a blue to kind of offset the pink, but I'll have to save that for tomorrow night since I used green tea. Like I said, if I want to add color, you want to use a light base, or you end up jacking up your color, which is exactly what I did. I jacked up my color. My base ended up a poopy brown. But you know what? Soap changes. As it's curing, as it sits, it changes. So, even though it doesn't look too good right here, right now, in a couple days, who knows what it's gonna look like. Ooh, and I forgot to put my gloves on still. See? Got my gloves right here. Got to put them on. Okay. Especially if I use color and I'm going to try to do something with 2 or more colors, I'll use gloves. Because it never fails, I'm going to use my hands in it somehow. So I'll mix the pink mica in it. It looks fairly pink. Can y'all see it? I know my cord's not very long and I keep pulling it that way. So, see, damn it, stay. You know what, hold on, let me scrape this off again. So it's not a bad pink, not bad at all. And you shouldn't have to kill your stick blender to get your soap to trace. After you initially blend it and get it emulsified, blend it for a minute and then let it set. This is my Rose FO. Let your batter sit there for a minute because it will thicken and saponify on its own once you do the initial blending. Okay. EOs and FOs do not use plastic. Do not use plastic containers for them. They will eat through the plastic. I had just a tablecloth from the dollar store. I had that on my table. We poured the EO, what was it? I think it was an EO, maybe an FO, but it dripped down the bottle and I didn't realize that I had it sitting on the table. It ate through the plastic tablecloth and the finish on my table. And that's okay. I now have a, hole about that big in my finish, but that's okay. Live and learn. Blend it up just a second. That's plenty thick enough to pour. And the pink so far may actually come through. I guess I'll still go ahead and use my little flowers that I made just for this. I can make some more tomorrow. I'll try this again tomorrow night. Maybe have better luck. I'll use plain water. I don't like to use plain water because why use plain water when you can do something with your soap and make it, you know, more luxurious, something, you know, fancy. So, I also have this mold, Embrace Your Dreams. I'm sure some of y'all have it. It's a little butterfly in a circle. It's not a tree, but, you know, I'll pour a little bit in that. Again, I'm using pink for breast cancer awareness. That's in there. Okay. This is a 1 pound mold. Got it off eBay. It's a small one. And I only did 12 ounces of oil because I wanted to mix it up in my glass here to show you the false trace, which I'll have to do again tomorrow and use water where you can see it. For those of you watching now, this is going to be your only time to see this because I'm surely going to delete it. It's been one big cluster gaggle after another. I've messed up. Okay. So, I have poured my soap into my mold. It's a nice pinkish. Bang that one down a little bit. Now, a lot of people on the cleanup, some people wait till the next day, some people immediately wash it out. But you can also use rubbing alcohol to get that greasy feeling. But for those that wait till tomorrow to clean up, they do that to give the oils a chance to saponify with the lye and turn more into a soap. So, here I have little melt and pour roses. Oh, Kathy, it's been one fun after another. I've never done these before. I made my batter a little bit thicker, so maybe I don't want them to sink in. What I want is for them to just kind of sit on the top. And I have different colors. So, well, they're not coming out too bad. I love those rose molds. Have y'all seen those molds? You know, with roses? But I'll tell you what, they're expensive. So, since I don't want to buy a $30 mold that has roses in it, figured it'd be just as cheap and easy to make my own roses. So, and I'll stick another one over here. So remember, when you soap, things are going to happen throughout your recipe. Again, if you're like me, I make a recipe, I make a plan, but as I go to make it, I change. From the time my hand does this, I have done changed my mind already, and I do things spur of the moment. You know what, I'll put another rose in here. I'll just make a bunch more tomorrow. But just because it doesn't come out like you planned, doesn't mean it's a fail. It just means it didn't come out like you planned. So wipe that off, stick it. So I have a thicker trace, and I'm gonna hold it up real quick so y'all can see it's not falling out, so that's good. So, like I said, I used the green tea. My batter was the brown, but the pink mica actually shows up. So, tomorrow I'll unmold it and we'll see what it actually looks like. But I'll redo the false trace tomorrow with just water so you can actually see it a little bit better. But the main thing, if you're using lard and Crisco, as soon as you start to blend, it'll thicken, but it's a grainy. Grainy, I think, is the best word to use. Oh yeah, sure, soap happens. And I'll tell you what, my batter surely did look like soap. But, I mean, I don't know. I've never done anything like this before. And that's why I do these things, y'all. I'm not perfect. Lord knows I've made plenty of mistakes. But you know, I'm still gonna post pictures of this tomorrow on the group. It's thick enough, I'm thinking it'll be ready to cut. You know, the best laid plans, something's gonna happen. So, that's it. I wanted to make this a short and quick video. Tomorrow night, or sometime tomorrow, I'll redo it. Hopefully better. I'm still gonna do the pink for breast cancer. And I'm gonna try my blue. I didn't get a chance to use my Dragonfly blue because I messed up. You'll have to watch the video and see what I did. Alrighty, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll leave it up for a little bit, Kathy. I don't know. And I love your YouTube channel, Kathy. The Clumsy Soapmaker, Soaper, The Clumsy Soaper. Talk about clumsy, I'll tell you what, I sure made a mess. But y'all check out Kathy Sagan, The Clumsy, and again, is it Soaper, Kathy? The Clumsy Soaper. She does a lot of neat stuff. You can learn a thing or two from her. Alrighty, I'm gonna sign off and I'll see y'all tomorrow, and I'll post pictures of this, and even though it's pink now, who knows what it's gonna look like tomorrow or next week. So, thank you for watching. I'm gonna do my countdown. Now I'm gonna sign off. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good night, y'all.